Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Margarita and today I'm here to bring you a book haul. So my first book haul of the year, I told you guys that I'm trying to really get my physical TBR down, and as such I'm trying not to purchase as many books as I have in the past, and I have already failed that. We're not even at March 1st yet and I already have all of these books. So oops. But I was kind of in a bad place emotionally for a little while, and books bring me a lot of joy, so I decided to splurge on myself, treat myself, and just, buy some books, make myself feel good, and it worked. I regret nothing. I'm excited about all of these books. So the first three books that I'm going to talk about don't add to my physical TBR, so yay, I've already read these books. I just wanted my own copies because I read these from the library. The first book that I'm going to talk about is Hunger by Roxane Gay, a memoir of my body, and this is a nonfiction book about Roxane Gay's life and how, because of something that happens in her childhood, she struggles to deal with her weight and, food, and she has this really unhealthy relationship between the two, and why. And it's very, very interesting. It was very hard-hitting. I cried a couple times when I read it, and I'm excited to have my own copy. I'm excited to annotate it and reread it, and I'm there. I love Roxane Gay. Everything I've read from her so far, I absolutely love. So I'll probably slowly start collecting all of her books. The next book is also another nonfiction, and that is From Here to Eternity, Traveling the World to Find the Good Death, and that is by Caitlin Doughty. Sorry, if I hold it like that. Oh, now you can see it. Earlier you couldn't. So anyway, this book is about different death practices around the world and how death is viewed around the world. My one complaint with this book was that there were 3 death practices from the United States, and while that's very interesting and they were interesting to learn about, I would have preferred just 1 from the United States and 2 more from cultures that I know nothing about. I thought that would have been more interesting, but I don't know why she did it the way she did. But can we just take a moment to appreciate this absolutely stunning cover? I love it. I'm so excited. And the last book that I have to talk about is Idaho by Emily Ruskovich, and this is a very dark story. It's about this family that goes to the mountains to get firewood and what happens while they're there. The family consists of a mom, a dad, and 2 little girls, and what happens while they're on that mountain and how it completely changes their lives forever. And it's so good. I really, really enjoyed this book. I can't wait to reread it because I'm sure that I missed a lot the first time I read it that I'm going to pick up every time I reread it. So super excited about that. The next 2 books that I have to talk about were gifts. So I did not buy them. So also pat on the back. And then after that, it just goes downhill. I made all of that mess. So the first book is Fierce Fairy Tales, Poems and Stories to Stir Your Soul by Nikita Gill. This was a gift from my father, and it was absolutely wonderful. I have already read it. I absolutely love it. It's basically fairy tales and, stories like that that have a different, more of a feminist retelling to them, where there's one story where the Little Mermaid's mom is like, you are so wonderful as you are. You don't need a man. You don't need legs. You are perfect the way you are. And it's just stories like that, and like mothers telling their daughters that they're enough as they are, and, villains, you learning why they're villains, and, it's so good. I highly recommend you read it. I absolutely loved it. I could have sped through this in a day, but I made myself read a couple, digest them, read a couple more, and digest them. So I wanted to take my time going through this, and I can't wait to reread it over and over and over again because it's that good, in my opinion. The next book that I got was The Woman's Book of Joy, Listen to Your Heart, Live with Gratitude, and Find Your Bliss by Eileen Campbell. This was a gift from my mother, and this is a book that I definitely need in my life. So there are different chapters like finding courage, cultivating optimism, developing awareness. I'm sorry about that. That just keeps happening. And I'm hoping to read a chapter of this every night before I go to bed and work my way through it. I'm super excited. It's something that I need in my life right now. And all of the rest of the books I'm going to talk about, I have That's a lie. I've read one of the other books here, but I bought it. So that book is In an Absent Dream by Seanan McGuire, and this is the 4th book in the Wayward Children series, and there was no way I was not going to buy this when it came out. There was just absolutely no way. So that's why I have it. I knew I was going to buy this book, so I don't technically count this as adding to my physical TBR. But so good. Highly recommend you read it. I just love that series so much. I was talking to a friend of mine. I just want her to write books for the rest of my life. Just like 1 book a year is fine, but I want so many different stories because I just love this series so much. If you don't know, the Wayward Children series basically is children coming back from portal fantasies, so like Alice in Wonderland, Narnia, that kind of stuff, and they try and cope with you know, the real world again, because where they were, they felt that it was home. So the first book deals with that, and then other books deal with, you know, certain people's backstories. It's so good. I love it so much, and this one was just, I'm not going to talk about it too much, but just pick it up. Pick it up if you haven't, please. So the next book I'm going to talk about is The Sisters of Winter Wood by Renee Rossner. And this is a book that I saw at my independent bookstore, and when I went back to buy it, it was not there, so I was very upset. But this is basically, it's gonna be, I have a feeling, like fairy tale-esque, and it's about these 2 sisters that live in the wood, and, you know, the story that comes from there. Dark forces close in on their village, and Liba and Leia discover a family secret passed down through the generations. Faced with a magical heritage they never knew existed, the sisters realize the old fairy tales are true and could save them all. Like, this is just exactly what I need in my life, and I found this at Barnes & Noble for half off of a hardcover. So I was like, heck yes, please. So I picked this one up. I'm so excited. I want to read it soon. I also picked up The Beast's Heart by Leif. I'm sorry, I don't know how you pronounce that first name. Shallcross. And this is a Beauty and the Beast retelling. I think it focused more on the Beast. So we will see. I love fairy tale retellings. When I saw it there, I was like, okay, I could use another retelling in my life. The next book that I got is Poems of Rebellion, Fire and Beauty, Wild Embers. What is with the lighting? I'm so sorry. And this is also by Nikita Gill, who wrote Fierce Fairy Tales. So this is another poetry collection. I'm super excited to read this now that I've read Fierce Fairy Tales and absolutely love it. And I'll let you guys know what I think of it after I read it. The next book that I have to talk about is The Wolf and the Whale, and this is, I believe, kind of like Viking-esque, and it just sounds really awesome. It's about this girl who has to save her family in her village, and it just, yes, please. When I'm sad and I need joy in my life and I need like happy books, what is happening with this lighting? If I see something that even remotely sounds interesting, I'll pick it up. I regret nothing. Yet. We'll wait until I read the books. Anywho, the next book that I'm going to talk about is One of Us, The Story of Massacre in Norway, and its aftermath by Asni Sierstad. I'm sorry, I can't pronounce your name. But this is a non-fiction, and it's kind of, I believe it's like a crime story or whatever, and I'm excited. It is hefty. It is almost 500. It's over 500 pages. But I'm very excited to read this because I only ever hear about, you know, massacres in the United States, and I'm interested to read about one somewhere else. I'm not going to justify why I bought these books. I bought them, and that's what happened. So, I'm sorry about the lighting. I don't know how to fix that. It's been driving me crazy. I've had to restart this video like 100 times because of it. So we're just going to deal with it this time. I still have more books. The next book that I'm going to talk about is Melmoth by Sarah Perry, and this is another book that I found half off at Barnes & Noble. I read The Essex Serpent by her and I really liked it, so when I saw this I had to get it. It's her newest book, that's all I know, but I know I like her writing style, so I picked this one up. The next book that I'm going to talk about is The Terminal Man by Michael Crichton. Oh, The Andromeda Strain and The Terminal Man. This is 2 books in one. I found this at Goodwill while I was in Arizona, and I believe that this is a sci-fi story, and I like Michael Crichton. I've read one of his other books. So when I saw this there for $2, I figured, why not? I can always use more science fiction on my bookshelves. I know I like the author. Why not? And the last book that I bought for myself is a book of curious advice, most unusual manners, morals, and medicine from days of yore. And this is edited by Ruth Pepper Summers. Like, just look how cute this is. And I mostly got this just because I wanted to read all the nonsense that they thought were great, like was great. So there's The Cure to Madness, Cure for Jaundice, rattlesnake bites. There's one for rabies, which is ridiculous. That would never work. But so I basically got this to go through every now and then and pick out interesting, crazy advice that they had for all kinds of problems back in the day. And the last book that I have to talk about is not technically for me. I bought this for a friend, but I'm going to haul it because it's on my shelves until I see her, and God knows when that will be. And that is Paris by Edward Rutherford. I saw this again at the Goodwill where I bought the other book, and I know that this is a book that she really wanted to read, so I saw it for, again, $2, and I know she's not going to buy it for herself because that's not the kind of person that she is, so I bought it for her. I hope she enjoys it. I don't know when she's going to get it though. It's probably going to be on my shelves for a couple months. So those are all of the books that I have bought. I am so excited. I am so happy. I have to rearrange all of my bookshelves again to try and find more room for all of these books. But hey, it's great. These are the kinds of problems I need in my life, not other serious problems. So let me know in the comments down below if you have read any of these books, your thoughts and opinions on these books, which ones you're excited to hear my thoughts and opinions about, and I will see you guys next time. Bye!